I'm Argus. Just Argus now. I'm a mercenary from the Crest Mountains, looking to get as far away from them as my body can carry me. Though this eternal winter is making that annoyingly difficult. Almost as difficult as family, but that's not important and not anything I want to talk about right now. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just looking for stories to tell along the way, and I'll destroy anyone or anything who thinks they can get in my way and stop that from happening. And if anyone asks, this conversation never happened. I was never here. Got it?
Dear Mom and Dad, it is I, your favorite daughter, Mochi, with my weekly letter and my life and travels. I do hope you're receiving these things. I haven't heard back from you in a while. Anyway, after being asked, somewhat forcefully, to leave the avium, I've been asking myself, Mochi, what is next? Turns out I got my answer. It came from above, you could say. So I'm still practicing my magic. It's just a little different. Don't worry, I am still determined to pass the next entrance exam. But until then, I'm staying somewhere quiet and trying to use my magic to be helpful wherever I can. I promise I'm working really hard, even if things haven't gone totally to plan. But I'm sure I'll make Mom proud of me one day soon. I hope things are going well with you, and I hope to hear back from you soon. Love you and miss you, your most determined daughter, Mochi.
Alright, well met. Name's Voldemort the Druid. Volley to me friends. Yous can call me Voldemort though. Now, I may be done with my adventuring, but someone's got to keep the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed out of trouble. Just so I'm back in my stump in good time. What, you want more? Well, not much to tell really. Tried a whole heroics business a while back, and let's just say it didn't really work out so great for yours truly. Nowadays I prefer to work on my mushroom magic in peace and quiet, thank you. But I have a debt to pay, so I'm in.
Hello? Are you going this way too? Oh, gosh, I'm glad I caught up to you. You walk really fast. But did you know that everything has magic in it? Is it magic how you walk that fast? Is that what it is? Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Clarence, and I am an inspiring hero. Well, you see, magic school didn't quite work out for me. They have very specific ideas on magic, and I don't really quite agree with them. You see, I think the whole world is magical. Everything in it is magical, and even if you're not a magic user, I think that there's a little bit of magic inside each of us. And I know one day I'm gonna find that magic, and with my friends, we're gonna save the world. So, do you wanna sign up to be in my adventuring party?
Oh, hello. Come on in. The bakery is warm. My name is Marley. Oh dear, you look frozen to the bone. The cold has a way of doing that. Cutting right into your bones, I mean. Take a seat by the fire, and I'll see if I can find something to warm you up. We don't have much in the way of baked goods on hand these days, not with the way supplies are rationed, but, well, I've lived long enough and I know how to make ends meet. Here, take this acorn loaf that's still warm from the oven. I know it's not much, but in times like these, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that folks have to look out for one another. You can always count on old Marley to have your back. Oh, no, you keep your coin. You just get on home while that bread is still warm. And take care. It looks like the snows are starting up again.
So you wish to hear a story? I have a story. In the faraway world of Everden lies a vast forest nestled between the mountains and the sea. The Humblewood, a sprawling woodland realm made by the gods themselves, with titanic trees that can grow as tall as mountains and as wide as cities. And the beings that inhabit this forest are unique as well. Beasts that can grow to enormous sizes, nature spirits of elemental fury, and a people known by fur and feather, the humble folk. But in this ancient and magical place, all beings hum with an endless song, the great rhythm of life and death, and above all else, balance. But balance is such a fragile thing. When the snows started early, little concern was given. Some years had short autumns. Perhaps the storm god Altus had flapped his wings too hard and sent an early frost. The hearths were stoked, the children were bundled, and the food stores were open so that none was left hungry. But long after spring should have arrived, the snows remained, and with each day, week, month, year of growing disquiet, the rhyme endured. It has been 5 years, and the hearths have gone cold, the children are shivering, and the food stores, as well as many bellies, are left empty. Yet there is hope. Not in the place anyone would think to look for it, no. Hope often arrives in the most unexpected ways. That flicker of light in the cold dark. A group of ordinary folk bound by fate, friendship, and the call to do what is right. This is the tale of those unlikely adventurers who fought to achieve the impossible. The tale of how everyday people can rise to become heroes that save their world. This is their story. This is your story. This is Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter. Honored humble folks, and welcome back to Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter. I am Derek Sword. I'm your GM for this game. Welcome back. After a holiday hiatus, we are back with our penultimate episode with all of our lovely folks. I'm going to have them introduce themselves and say a little bit about their characters so we can all get back up to speed. But before all of that, a couple of announcements for Sword and Key, and then a little something about this game specifically. So over the holidays, Sword and Key had gained another affiliateship. So we have already been an affiliate with Greenleaf Geek Dice, and I will say a little bit about them. They have a current promo going on, but we also gained the affiliateship with Eldritch Foundry, which is a custom miniature site. So you can use our custom link and get 10% off of your first purchase from Eldritch Foundry with code Sword and Key, all caps, all one word. They can customize any type of miniature you're looking for any type of character you're looking to make, with, you know, if you want to give your dragonborn a tail because I think they deserve tails, great. Do you want your tail to be holding a shotgun? Great, it can do that. You can do all the different types of items and equipment and clothes and racial abilities and everything else all built into a character, and then put them on a really, really cool kind of like standing thing, put them in like a scenario. It's awesome. Definitely check them out. Even if you just want to like print your own, you can actually get a subscription to have an unlimited amount of prints to even make, like, if you have a home game and want to make all of your players characters or make NPCs, you can have an unlimited number as long as you have a 3D printer for that. So check out Eldritch Foundry. And then Greenleaf Geek Dice, which we have been an affiliate with for a little bit of time now, has a current promotion going on. Leah at Greenleaf Geek has a campaign for a backer kit, which is starting in 2 days, January 9th. So you can follow the link and actually vote right now for some of the dice that she is looking to make. She is doing some that have the little items inserted in the inclusions, and I believe they're glow in the dark. She's got a really cool variety of them, of like skulls and jellyfish and all different things, but you can actually vote on what you would like to see, and you can pledge towards that backer kit as well through that link. So definitely check that out. For this game specifically, this game is in support of Fauna and Flora International, which is a wonderful organization that these players chose to support, which everything that you are able to donate, not like Twitch subscriptions or anything like that, but anything you're able to donate through the Tiltify link goes directly to Fauna and Flora International. It can also impact this game. So if you are charitable enough and able enough, both those things are important together. Please feel free to donate to the Tiltify link. All of donations are in British pounds, so keep that in mind that there is a conversion rate. But if you do hit like the £5 level, £10 level, you can give advantages, crits, and even complications, which this game has had its fair share of, more than its fair share even. I will say a little bit more about Fauna and Flora International and its wonderful work that it does in the world, or you can always check out faunaandflora.org, but I'll say a little bit more about them later. All that said, let's go around. Let's have these lovely people introduce themselves, say a little bit about their characters. So welcome back, Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out.
Yeah, hello everybody. It's so good to see you again. I am Shadow. I use she, her pronouns. And I play Clarence, who uses they, she pronouns. And you know, Clarence was put in the corner last game because I wasn't here. But we're taking Clarence out of the corner. Just so everybody knows, Clarence, he's your residential Lupu Bard College of the Road.
Nobody puts Bunny in a corner. Thank you, Shadow. Next up, Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I will be playing Mochi, the Undeterred, who is definitely not what's the word I'm looking for? She's just an innocent little raccoon who's trying to do right by her goddess. Let's just leave it there. I go by she, her pronouns. She's just a baby. She's so cute. She only tried to do a little murder last time. Mochi goes by she, her. I go by she, they. And yeah, just a little raccoon, honestly.
Just a little baby. Don't mind the burning building behind her. She's a little bubble. I went back and was doing recaps for things, and I saw the origin of Uppies for Hath. So I'm very glad. Yeah, thank you everyone. Next up, Liz.
Hi everybody. I'm Liz. I use she/they pronouns. Today I will be playing Marley, your champion fighter / eternal flame paladin, who uses she/her pronouns, and I think we're gonna be dealing with the consequences of my actions first up. I'd say I'm sorry, but
There's consequences for everybody's actions. It's not on one of you.
okay.
There's definitely a percentage, but it's not all. It's not all one of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up, Pan.
Hi, I'm Pan. I play Voldemort the Follower. My pronouns are he, they. His pronouns are he, him. He is a druid. He is the crotchety old uncle of the group, trying to keep people out of trouble and stop them from doing things that will get us all horribly immolated. Not always successfully.
Absolutely, gotta have the mushroom druid around. Keeping y'all in line even when there's a lot of shit talk going around druids in the last episode. Keeping us cool.
Yeah, having a weird time trying to reconcile with weird druid talk.
Yeah, it's tough to be a pacifist in a bandit fortress. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. Last but absolutely not least, Christian.
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Christian. I will be playing Argus, Iron Caw, Scofflaw fighter, bandit king leader. Question mark. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Oh man. This is gonna be. I'm gonna come out of the tent and be like, "What the fuck? Why is my shit on fire?" Oh, I know why.
Oh, shit.
I know.
We
why.
made your camp prettier, Your Highness.
No, you did. You hurt a lot of people's lives. It's fine. It's all good. We'll see. My pronouns are he, him, so are Argus's.
Fantastic. Yeah, Bandit King in absentia, maybe. Yeah. Bandit King asterisk for sure.
Asterisk. I gotta handle some business back down the mountain before I'm doing anything kingly.
You just tell all the bandits that, like, y'all be good. I'll be back.
I'll be back in a second. I'll be back. Don't let it all burn. I'll be back. No mutinies. It's not a ship, but no mutinies.
Fantastic. We have our last player recap for this season, perhaps for this series. We'll see how things go. But Pin, go ahead and take it away whenever you're ready.
Oh man, no pressure, right? Thanks.
None whatsoever.
All right. Well, last session, our Humblewood adventurers faced off against Killian Ironclaw, Bandit King and father of Argus. In a pitched battle, Argus faced his sire in single combat as the rest of the party fought off waves of his assassins, narrowly clinching victory thanks to some smart tactics and quality rolls. Argus laid his old man out, and as news of his defeat rang around the bandit camp, the party questioned the old owl. Mochi, incensed at his actions, tried to kill Argus' father, but was stopped by the bandit prince who took the spell in Killian's place. For his father's life was his to take if he wished. We utilized the next best thing then, a zone of truth spell, forcing him to come clean about his dealings with the avium, that he'd been actively working with a faction of the council led by the High Priestess Celadine Silverwing, to plunge the Humblewood into eternal winter with a promise that the bands would be given free reign over the new world that they would build with them on top. Mochi and Volderol took a step to Mochi, Volderol, and Marley stepped out. Sorry, I lost my place the second I said words. Here we go. And once left in private with his brother Siegfried, Argus, seeing that he'd all but given up, put his father out of his misery. Mochi and Volderol made short work of venting their frustrations on the officers of the Bandit King, but that was nothing compared to Marley's wrath. In a moment of weakness, or perhaps newfound strength, she torched the bandits' camp with her powers as a paladin of the flame.
Incredible. Wonderful job. Please enjoy that inspiration.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. So, we pick up almost immediately after our last episode. Marley, your eyes glow with the flame that has quickly spread before you. Standing up on this pseudo plateau of this mountain ridge, you find yourself separated from the fire that has ignited below, looking down on this bandit fortress, this village full of humble folk who are scattering about, bells ringing. Some are reaching down for snow to throw impotently at the ever-spreading flame. Some have tried to hook up nozzles for hoses, only to realize that in their lack of use, they have gone long ago frozen. And so the fire spreads. I'm not sure anybody else is outside right now, if I remember correctly. So, Marley, as you look at all of this, what would you like to do?
If I remember correctly, bells are already ringing. Like
they are. So, for
there's
those
an
of
alarm
you,
already.
yeah, I'm gonna say Mochi from like within the center of the building. Mochi, you might just be the only one to pick up on all those bells, kind of like just very distantly through the walls, be able to pick up on bells ringing.
If I look through one of the windows, do I notice a particular kind of glow, perhaps?
Yeah, if you were to go out from that center room, that center war room, and go to one of the outside windows, you absolutely would just again like twinkles of starlight in your eyes, all of these orange and yellow and white and blue, all the colors of that natural primeval flame are spreading across the bandit fortress.
Yeah, beautiful. Guys, and I mean it in a very gender neutral and slightly panicked way, I think we have an issue outside.
How far off the ground am I?
So how far is like the plateau from the... Yeah. We're probably 40-ish feet, because you're kind of looking over an edge. There's like a little bit of a winding path that leads up to this particular like castle section of the fortress, and then it's kind of this jagged rock of this cliff that goes downwards into the valley of the bandit fortress. And so you can see that the fire that was created was cast towards the center and is kind of spreading outwards like a ripple effect at this point.
Okay. How does fall damage work?
Fall damage, I believe, is 1d6 per 10 feet.
Yep.
Cool. I want to...
Sometimes you get the athletics to take
mitigate
less
it.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so after
I-
falling the first 10 feet, you have a chance to receive 1d6 of fall damage. Every additional 10 feet adds another d6 for a maximum of 20 d6.
Okay. I would like to vault over the railing to, 3-point landing, of course. 40 feet down. I do not take the first 20 feet of damage. I have arboreal
Cool.
native, so the first 20 feet doesn't factor into fall damage for me.
Okay. Well, go ahead and roll me an athletics check just in case you can
Mitigate some
cut
more.
any of the last d6.
All right, let's go with the fire die because that's how we all got into this. No, that wasn't a good call. Apparently, that's a solid 8.
Okay, you are going to take the entirety of the 10 bludgeoning damage. So as you go to land, the impact just kind of shatters through you a little bit, rattles your teeth in your jaw, but you do land nonetheless. For everyone else, Mochi has made you aware of the fire spreading outside, and you all can see as Marley has taken a leap. Marley, you find yourself now in the valley of the bandit fortress itself. Snow and ash are almost indistinguishable from each other at this point. What would you like to do?
I would like to use my flame woken ability to try to reduce the flame as much as possible. It allows me to extinguish flame or increase flame within a 5 feet square. It doesn't say anything about like a cap or amount of times that I can use it, but I assume it would be 1 5-foot square per turn, if that was the only thing I was doing. So that's
Okay.
kind of my game plan right now. So
So Flame Woken is that from your feet or is that from your class?
oh, you're right. That is a feat, yes, that I used. So I guess it's probably just once, isn't it?
I'm not sure it's necessarily just once. I just wanted to see where I could look that up because I believe that
Yes.
is specifically a Humblewood thing.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check, and we'll see how effective this actually is.
That's better. That's a 16.
16's pretty good. I'm gonna say that as you are running about trying to control the flame within, you feel this pull within to stop. Like why would you stop this? This is beautiful. This is exactly what you wanted, wasn't it? But you're able to shake that off just enough, and with your ability, you snuff a little bit of the flame as it's spreading along some of those flagged ropes to another building, and you're able to basically just watch as the ash and coal of them just snap apart, and the flame is severed from a section of the bandit fortress. Cinders might spread, but at least you have stopped the flame along its journey here. And you run to the next portion, and you find a significant corner where the building is just about to become unstable, and you can hear cries from within. And you are able to just compress the flame enough, maybe just push it in another direction to where it finds a more soggy area of the building that has been packed with snow, and the flame just can't find the oxygen to continue, and it is snuffed out. Give me a wisdom saving throw as you were doing all of this.
No.
Oh no.
There's like a million rerolls, it's fine.
That's a 16.
Okay. There's again that kind of like pull of regret just a little bit, and again you shake it off. There's almost a mourning that you're why would you do this? Why would you do this to us? Let's see. I did find the feat. So it was words and ignin. As a bonus action, you can cause these.
Oh, bonus action. Okay. Well,
But we're not in turn order, so that's
Sure.
it kind of does Mean it's unlimited, provided there is fuel. Either grow. Or you can extinguish flames. Yeah, there is nothing in there that says that you can't just keep going around until you have stopped all of the fire. So as Marley goes to jump down and is running about trying to snuff what is an unspeakable amount of fire 5 feet at a time, what are the rest of you doing?
Coming out and seeing that these flames, as much as just called out to us, I'm gonna also aid. I'll use control flame to do similar, trying to just like keep people out of harm's way. Does the bandit camp have like kids and stuff in it, or is it just like all hardened bandits?
Yeah, it's families as well.
No, cool. Then I'm making my time to look for these families, keep them safe from this fire, usher them to go and stay in like a safe spot near some snow or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, Volderol, with control flames, you begin to assist Marley as well, finding those critical points where you're trying to catch the flame before it spreads to a new area, trying to make sure it doesn't have the fuel that it needs, the food that it needs to survive. For Mochi, Clarence, and Argus, is there anything any of you would like to do?
I mean, I appreciate the fire, but it is like now Argus's bandit camp, and I probably shouldn't be helping burn down Argus's new place. I'll split
Also,
off
families
from
and
Volvo.
children here, just, you know.
Yeah. Sure. Mochi will split off from Volderol, and help with create water. In the creating rain sense of the spell, because that specifically states that it douses, extinguishes exposed flames in the area. So I can have a 30-foot cube to douse flame on in app.
Okay. Yeah, with 30 foot, you could absolutely get an entire building with that.
Okay.
So
I'll get a building.
So Mochi, you find a building that is not fully
It
burnt
looks like
at
it can
this point.
still be saved, right? The ones
Right.
that are already tumbling.
Yeah. Cutting your losses on those. You find a building that people are still trying to evacuate out of. I mean, literally, like passing, little gerbine out of the window, and you create water to snuff out all of the flame, leaving it just steaming in this wintry night. You can still see just a little bit of the cinders here and there, but it's wet. They have no oxygen yet left to feed on. And again, Marley running about, Volderol running about. Argus, as you look out at your burning kingdom, what would you like to do? If anything.
I think just seeing the camp on fire. You guys have a feeling he knows who's responsible, but he can't think about that in anger anymore. He's got to take care of his people. That's the first thought immediately. So he does this. He does the same thing as Marley. He jumps down and he starts helping people, pull people out of the fires. Helps to helps for morale's sake as well. For a leader to be there in the middle of everything is the best course of action. And he's helping put out the fires. He's helping save people who are trapped. He's getting burned. He doesn't care about his well-being as long as he's able to help people, the families in his camp. So I will take damage if I have to.
Yeah, let's see. Go ahead and roll me for athletics. Since as you are running around trying to, pick people up, fireman carry. That seems like the logical skill to use.
Yeah.
Can I say that if he passes by, I'm just going to give him guidance to help out?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
with an additional D4.
Sure. That is a 30.
Okay, yeah. Almost barbarian-like, in the sense that this is not a rage. This is like a steeled calmness. You can feel the flame, and it doesn't feel as hot. Like you can recognize that it's there. You can see it singeing your feathers, but you don't take damage from it. With a 30, this is demigod-esque, as you are carrying more than should be, reasonable for even a character of your size and stature. And you are aiding the evacuation. You are able to run into a burning building, and the smoke doesn't seem to burn your lungs as much as it should. The adrenaline just pumping through your owl veins. For Voldrol and Marley, as you continue, give me Arcana checks. And then Clarence, what might you be up to? I feel like I already asked you that, and I'm sorry if I did.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, you're good. You're doing great.
All right. That's just deja vu. You're fine. Okay. What would you be up to?
Clarence seeing everyone just run out and like superhero jump off of the cliff and being left alone now in this grandiose ruin. Clarence is going to do what Clarence does best. And Clarence is going to take out their pan flute. And they are going to be playing a very fast tempo but bright song as they quickly hop through everything that's on fire, kind of down the main thoroughway. And the purpose of this is Clarence is trying to draw people to her so that she can then lead like a calm evacuation instead of people like screaming and trying to give people something to focus on and then lead them calmly towards a non-burning area.
Okay. Give me a persuasion or performance. This does feel a little bit like performance.
Yeah, performance. Okay, don't let me down, dice.
This felt very Nero. Now it feels a little more Pied Piper, but both are.
That is going to be a 25 for performance.
Fantastic. Lilting through the chaos, your music can be heard, and it's not one of like, oh, too bad. It's more just almost like a warning signal. Like it's not like klaxons or anything, but it catches the ear. And as heads turn to you, they see that you are this beacon of hope. And yes, you are able to guide. So Argus, as you are like bringing people out of buildings, they are brought to attention by Clarence and are forming this very orderly line that are leading them away from the bandit fortress. For Marley and Volder, I had you roll Arcana. What were your rolls for those?
17.
17. Okay. Still going pretty strong on stuffing out those flames 5 feet at a time. You are at least getting to the point where you are controlling the fire and almost like hedging it off. You are sectioning it to a certain area where it cannot spread anymore. In a few more actions, you will have enough to snuff this flame. And is there anything else anybody wanted to do aside from that primary goal?
Aside from putting out the fire or dealing with the people?
Yeah, so you've sectioned off the fire. The people are being led towards a safe point by Clarence. Mochi has snuffed out a significant portion of the flame as well, and Argus is evacuating buildings. So it's almost like you have the military. You've made a pincer move on the flame to surround it and sectioned off to almost a corner. And as Volderol and Marley are going 5 feet at a time, you can see the fire trying to fight back to gain that foothold, but it's already consumed what is there to consume. It can't. And so you're just pushing it back further and further and further until it is nearly just a bonfire at this point. I mean, like I said, just a couple more uses of this spell and you will have it.
Cool. Thankfully, this is a cantrip, so I'm just going to keep doing that. But
Yeah.
I think as Marley, as I see Marley, and as we're doing this together, I do give them a look of like, what happened?
I don't think Marley's going to say anything because I honestly don't think that she knows.
Okay. Then, yeah, Volvo looks at Marley. Marley says nothing. Volvo goes, she kind of sighs. I think he'll be talking, but almost like to himself, go, you know, it's funny. You don't really think about bandits as being infirm or young or families. You know, the bandits I've always dealt with has just been like, you know, 7 guys like Argus trying to kill me. I guess it takes all sorts, huh?
Yeah, it does. And she sounds like really choked up, like really upset that this has happened.
Okay. I think it's hard. Like, we're not like near each other, right? We're just kind of looking at each other like from across the way or something. Like,
I mean,
how
you're
close was
getting
Marley?
closer and closer because the smaller the flame gets, it's like you all started on opposite sides and are just kind of like pushing in. So, I mean, in moments, you know, what seems like perhaps an eternity for you, but 6 seconds is, you know, relatively quick as you're going 5 feet at a time. I mean, we're talking a couple hours probably go by, but you and Marley would find yourselves at least within shouting distance, if not right next to each other.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it until we were like right next to each other. I'm not going to shout out, "Hey, you burned these people!" in the middle of that. That would be
Thanks.
not cool. So once we're close enough, Vol would just say to Marley, "I'm not going to ask how this happened. I know you're going through a lot right now. It seems that we got most of the problems out of the way. Everyone seems safe. But Marley, with this gift, if you can learn to control it, you'll be instrumental in helping people. This winter, this chill, someone with your abilities, you could do good. You could be a force for real good. All it will take is control. We got lucky this time." And then he'll carry on working on the fire. I think looking away from Marley, he doesn't want to give Marley that. He's not trying to give her the 3rd degree. He's being like, hey, this stuff is pretty bad, but just imagine if you were doing it for good reasons.
Right.
Yeah, the 3rd degree is her job.
Oh. Oh.
Because that was a burn.
Ah. Oh, it keeps going.
I'm sorry.
No apologies needed. Okay. So, yes, within, like I said, a couple hours, Mochi having stuffed the flames, having perhaps even assisted Argus with guiding some of the people towards Clarence. Argus especially, I mean, literally running into burning buildings. Is the mole on you?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Okay.
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. I think even people stop for a moment as you would like burst through a door and there would just be the silhouette of a strig with a maul, and they'd gasp thinking it's your father. And then as you rush in and they see that it's almost a younger version of him, and the recognition sets in, and you can hear them kind of like whispering your name a little bit, whispering like a new king, and you hear like this muttering, Clarence, even, you know, lilting your song towards safety. You can see that there's rumor that is going down this telephonist line of all of these humble folk who are evacuating. And The hours go by, and Marley, Volderall, you snuff the final bit of flame. Marley, give me one more wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's a 7.
Okay.
I do have some advantages saved up, so I think I'm gonna
If
use
you
one
would
of
like to use an
those.
advantage for that, you
Just,
absolutely.
Nope, that's another 7, so that's fine. We'll take it. I think before whatever happens, I think once that fire is out, Marley just sits down. Like, literally just like I'm at the end of my rope, and I don't know what to do right now. So I think she just sits down in the snow, in the ash, in the mud, whatever it is that she's standing in. She just collapses.
It's a little bit of both, as the snow has been melted away in a lot of portions by the flame. You and Volderall would look around and see just smoke gathered everywhere, kind of that wet, almost like fog mixed with smoke, the smog. As you have tried to snuff out the flame, and yet the wetness of the snow has also begun to evaporate, and it's just devastation. I mean, we're talking 80-90% of the bandit fortress is just blackened with char, if not completely unlivable and burned to the ground. Marley, you were going to take 4 points of exhaustion. So what that means is you have disability on advantage or on ability checks. Your speed is halved. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, and your hit point maximum is halved.
Oh, all right.
So it is probably good that you sat in the snow.
Down.
As
What's the max level of exhaustion? Like 5? Isn't it 5?
It's 6. Maximum exhaustion is 6.
You
Jesus.
die on 6 in the
Oh
sense that like
Yes.
6 is just dead.
Yeah,
6 is dead, yeah.
Oh,
6
my
is
days.
dead.
5 is
Like,
speed
you
is
don't-
reduced to 0. 6 is death. I rolled a d4 and got a 4 on
my
exhaustion
God.
levels.
All
So
right.
So we can't leave for the next couple days.
We gotta have a nap. We gotta have like mega naps.
So
Okay.
Marley, in the way that you were feeling that regret, that mourning for almost a family member in a way, with every time that you snuffed out a bit of flame, it hurt you psychically, emotionally. And at the end of all of this, as you finally snuff out the last bit, you can almost hear in Ignan just a little voice going, why Marley? I thought we were friends. And you get that exhaustion almost immediately imposed on you, like the air leaves your lungs, and you hit the ground just with this splash of mud and ash. Looking around at the devastation, Clarence, everyone brought to safety, what would you all like to do now?
I think Clarence, as soon as Clarence establishes like the safe zone, the safe area, they would get up on something like high, whether it was like a crate or like a cart or whatever's, or a tree stump, whatever's in the area. They would get up and they would start directing the crowd, or trying to direct the crowd, and just being like, okay, hi everyone, I'm Clarence. So if you're hurt or injured or need any medical assistance, please go over to the left. Everybody else, please go over to the right. If you have water or food, or the ability to make water or food, can you please help those around you? And if you have any further concerns, or you're missing people, please just let me know. Thank you.
There is a lot of looking back and forth and mumbling amongst the bandits, and they all just kind of look to you, and you get a couple of nods, and a few leaders within the bandit camp begin to kind of shout the orders that you just shouted, organize their people. You know that there are like the big families, and you can see those represented, but there's also those who aren't like made men. They're not official family members, but they work for the family, and so they begin to organize as well. And you get one little hedge, just a little hedge kid who kind of steps forward and salutes you, and like turns on its heel and goes to march off to build a little campfire in this little ravine that you have found. What are the rest of you up to?
I think just seeing that Clarence has taken charge there. There's a bit of pride seeing just how quick they were with it and how fast they were in convincing people. Because Argus was ready to back them up, but that saw that they didn't need it. It's like, okay, good on them, and will instead again still just be there helping people. He's not a cleric, so he can't really do medicine, but he can help move things like food, like save salvage crates and see if people are in the smoldering wrecks, if he can find bodies, if he can find people. He's going to use that strength of his to make sure that it's clear enough to do.
Absolutely. Give me either I think perception makes the most sense here as you are looking around for survivors for supplies.
That's a 22.
Fantastic. Yeah, Argus, just again, that adrenaline's still pumping. It's like your eyes are keenly locked on anything that's important around you, blocking out all of the ephemera. And you are able to find survivors under the wreckage. You are able to find supplies as well. You are also able to find those who did not make it. And almost tactfully, you are able to maneuver your mind around to say, this needs to go here, they need to go away, and these people need to be dealt with later. And it's almost like organizing a room, just in the way that it's kind of just shut off a bit, but you are able to maneuver that and set aside those boxes, and some of the bandits are starting to come back in and get those supplies and move them out, because as much as they are likely going to move back in here, it is going to take a lot of construction for that to happen. Volderol, what are you up to?
So what time is it, like roughly, like in the day at the moment?
I think this is nighttime. I think you all you all traveled in the night, if I'm correct, and
Yes,
then
we
got
did.
to the bandit fortress. So it is probably getting to be dawn at this point, with the amount of hours that have gone by, with the hours that you traveled here in that crepuscular period, with the time it took to fight Killian, and now the sun is fighting its way through the smoke to begin the new day.
So what I'm hearing is I can burn some spell slots.
It's a new day. Yeah. You have not rested, but hey, it's a new day.
Right. You know what? Seeing much like Argus, Volderol is proud. He's seeing the team work together. He's seeing Argus take a leadership position, take to his leadership position with aplomb. He's seeing Clarence, calm and handle the crowd. He looks at Marley, but I understand that Marley needs herself a moment. So as long as she's not in any danger, she's okay. I think that if the people aren't okay, there were still those the trophies that Killian had taken after killing the druids and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that now that things have calmed down a little bit in a little bit of time, he's going to take his time to bury these trophies, these dead. And I think if Argus is cool with it, he'll also do a similar ritual for those that have been lost in this fire. Better to maybe get out of the way now before people get too freaked out by how many dead would you say roughly?
Let me roll for that, and we'll leave that up to chance.
Everybody was saved. It's
Everybody's
fine.
great.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
alright.
They're just
I'd love to say everybody,
traumatized.
like, you know, I'll take dead people. Sure.
You're just taking a nap.
I'd
Sleeping
bury a
it
bunch of
off.
sleeping people.
Let's see. Well, and while I'm looking this up, I will also say, there is a free spell, essentially. Not even if you're going to list a spell, it's an aspect of ceremony that all druids have the ability to cast, as well as all clerics. And because in the Humblewood it is not uncouth, but it is unlikely that they are going to dig super deep for any person, especially with permafrost that has lasted this long. We kind of mentioned this in, I believe, the second or third, that the common thing to do for the dead is to return them to the stars, that it is a way of changing the body into light and letting it dissipate into the ether.
Yeah.
So that is absolutely something you might do. There were 42 who passed.
Okay. I'll take time. I'm gonna summon animals, summon beasts. They are not actual animals, they're like the spirits of animals. They're kind of starlight as well and see-through. And I'm gonna use those to between that and shape earth, just to quietly and respectfully, all these bodies, you know, all this just druid happening as well. Because at the end of the day, to Voldemort, I think, you know, druid, bandit, whatever, circle of life, you all go to the same place. And I think he's just gonna take his time to do that quietly. It is a culling of life that is natural. So yeah, I think just quietly and respectfully, while the others are kind of handling the village, he's gonna be doing that. And I think if anybody comes over to look for their loved ones or such, well, that's where they are. If anything, hopefully it.
I think it just went down again.
Oh, what's that?
You're still here.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
It's working.
Okay. Yeah. If anything, the hope is that people understand that druids aren't the enemy. I guess. Especially if Argus is going to be taking over now. You know, it's better to have a fresh start.
Absolutely.
I think Paul's quietly doing this as he's kind of directing his star animals around and building his trench and things and having the bodies put in there, just quietly, somberly doing it.
Mochi, what might you be up to in the aftermath? If you are feeling stable enough. If not, we can move on to someone else.
It feels mildly unstable, so I'm just gonna put the laptop on the
Same.
hotspot. One of Mochi's clerical guides when she first found out she was a cleric was a priest of Titan. So she would have helped with the sky burials a fair amount before, being turned loose. So I think she tried to work either with Volderol to find like a blend in these rituals, or offer families who want that particular kind of it's not a burial, the kind of people who want the turning into light ceremony rather than the being put in the ground option.
Well, that's what he's doing.
She'd offer plan B.
Into it, yeah.
Yeah, I think Mochi's saying that because again, clerics and druids both have access to the spell, that Mochi would be assisting, since there are quite a few as well.
Yeah, it's not. He's not just burying him and leaving him there. Like, if we want to both work together to this ceremony, that's good.
Yeah, Mochi would have done a fair amount of helping with that while she was still at the Alderheart, which is also part of the reason she went out clericing after all, because There's only so many burials you can do without realizing that, something needs to change. Preferably winter.
Yeah. But, yeah, I guess Polo sees Mochi standing there and says, could you lend a hand?
Will do.
Okay. Moving on then to Marley. Lying back in the snow, mud, and ash, staring up at the lightened smoke as the sun is cresting over the horizon. What's going through your head right now?
I think Marley is having, like, for lack of better phrasing, kind of like a come to Jesus moment with herself, basically being like, I think there's two sides of it. I think it's, why can't I control this in a way that is meaningful? And also, why are you doing this? And I don't think she's talking to herself. I think she's trying to reach that entity, that elemental, and just be like, why? What is the purpose behind all of this wanton destruction and hurt versus using this power in a way that can be helpful rather than harmful?
As you are asking this to not yourself, the final cinder hanging on to the piece of wood just breaks off, drifts slightly unnaturally to you, hovering just right above your chest where you can see it. What is your problem with what we've done?
We've killed people.
Yes.
People who didn't deserve it. People who are just living their lives. They're gone. They're dead. They can never watch the sunrise again. Watch their children catch snowflakes on their tongue. Go swimming. They're gone. And
you wanted this. These were bandits.
they're people.
Even people burn, Marley.
I am well aware. She kind of, looks around. I'm well aware. But they didn't have to. Why? Why?
Because it's what you wanted.
No. No.
Isn't it?
No. I was angry.
You were.
But I didn't want to kill these people. They had nothing to do with my anger.
What did you want? Did you want to punish them? Did you want them to feel the weight of all the lives that they had taken?
No. No, I
gave you a righteous flame, Marley. I gave you the power to snuff out your enemies, and you looked out and you saw enemies.
Did I? I don't remember seeing anything. I walked out of that room with Killian after nearly incinerating him inside of his armor. I was so angry. That would have been a righteous death. That would have been justified. And I came out here and suddenly everything was on fire. You did that. You didn't ask, you just took control.
I have given you so much already. A gift.
A gift? It feels like a curse. No one can trust me. Especially now.
You rely so much on others, Marley, when this whole time all you've needed was just a little flame within. Why do you care so much about them?
Because they care about me. And they'd probably care about you, too. If we were doing things that were helpful. If we weren't hurting people. Why does it have to be destruction?
I don't see it as destruction, Marley. I see it as a chance for something new.
Growth from the ashes.
Always. It is a part of the great circle, Marley. Or would you prefer to use your real name?
She doesn't respond. I think at that point, it just kind of feels like this conversation is over. I kind of like awkward turtle roll, because we are very tired. We awkward turtle roll over onto our belly and kind of like all four paws to stand up, and kind of meander very slowly our way to find someone that we can help.
From behind you, just here. We're done when I say we're done, Harlow. I can help you, or I can do things my way. You don't get to end this.
I don't like any of that. I don't like that at all.
But the tiniest sizzle, the cinder, is snuffed by a wayward snowflake. And yeah, Marley, you go limping off into the early dawn. What is the plan moving forward?
At what point do we realize how badly Marley is looking, feeling, doing?
4 points of exhaustion. I think
Comes
you'll
over, yeah.
You look at Marley.
Mid-burial, we see Marley like crawling back into what's now the heart of the camp, right?
I definitely hope that folks looking at Marley would be like, oh, she is messed up.
She needs a nap.
Was Marley talking in her head, or was it like out loud with her voice coming back to him?
That's a really good question. I would think it's probably a mixture of both. I would say that she's probably had been like just literally laying there kind of starfished in the mud and was kind of sort of like whispering, mumbling to herself.
Like talking in her sleep almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Voldemort, who obviously has been trying to keep an eye on Marley, clocks them dragging themselves away, and probably clocked them like, do you want me to roll for something if I saw them like talking to nothing? Because Marley's not told anyone I have a demon in me.
Yeah, you can roll
semantics on what it is, but you know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if it's demon or whatever. Like, Marley's not telling anyone I have a presence. We just
we heard that she heard voices though, because I was like, well, that's fine. My god talks to me. That's perfectly normal.
Yeah, but this isn't a god, and Marley couldn't do it before.
Yeah, but Mochi doesn't know that that's not a god, right? She's just like, this is perfectly fine. Like, we're cleric buddies now.
That's why Voldemort was asking.
I don't think it's up for any of us to say what is and isn't a god. You know, everything.
Yeah.
You can pray to lots
it's
of
all
things.
semantics.
Yeah.
While Voldemort's rolling for
well,
voices in your head,
see that
can I roll like medicine to see how Marley is?
Yeah. So, Liz, I leave it up to you if you would like to challenge the roll to see if Voldemort would see you talking to yourself.
No,
okay.
I don't think she's cognizant of that.
Okay.
Other people watching her. No.
Volderol absolutely do see. Again, Liz, I'd leave it up to you if Volderol hears what you are saying, or if you'd like to set a DC for that, and if you'd like to set a DC for Anniek's medicine check. I think it's probably a 10, just to like, it's probably a less than that. It's probably like a 5, you know, as long as Anniek, as Mochi's looking at you.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna miss anything on a medicine check. I think.
Yeah, Mochi wants to know, like, are looking for places where Marley might have gotten burned, or is it just too much, or are we singed? You know, what is happening? With a
She has a fever.
21.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like Marley's done like 100 marathons. It's muscle strain in the most severe sense. I mean, she's dehydrated, she has a fever, she's exhausted, completely exhausted, as if like life force has been drained out of her.
Beautiful. That's really great timing. Well, we'll start with making a little cup of water for Marley. And Clarence, do we still have any rations?
So sweet.
And pack some snow around Marley to keep the fever down, maybe, sort of.
So sweet. I love it.
And yes,
Make
Clarence,
little
rations
snow.
are going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clarence just starts like spoon feeding Marley some gruel. Like whether or not Marley wants it, Clarence is just like, you're eating now. This is.
Yep. Yeah, we're doing the opposite of putting a blanket on Marley. We're just adding snow to like get that fever down a little.
Here comes the flying
okay.
squirrel.
Mhm. Like Anniek knows it's not gonna work, but Mochi's gotta try. She's gonna try a lesser restoration. Which, yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
cast, and then we're going to realize it does nothing, but we're gonna try it anyway. That's my friend.
Is it greater restoration that restores level of
Yep.
exhaustion? Okay.
Yes, we don't have access to greater restoration yet.
Well,
because we're level
what if we cast it together though? What if we both cast a lesser?
If
do
we-
two
if we-
lesser
if we put-
restorations.
if we put two lesser
equal-
restorations together.
I'd count that.
Oh.
Hey, Clarence, do you want to stack restorations with me?
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
us
Power
stacking the
friendship.
lesser restoration is very similar to us just doing like patty cake.
Patty cake,
over
yeah.
Marley.
Yeah. I was going full Care Bear, where we're like combining
My head
holy
went
symbol.
to Dragon Ball Z, where they're doing the little finger touch. Yeah.
Okay, so just for my reference on that restores my max hit points, but I'm presuming that it does not bring my current hit points back up.
No. And it will only restore. So if they do 2 lesser restorations, that gives you 1 fewer
One
level of
level.
exhaustion.
Right,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
restoring my halved hit
Right.
points. Thank Jesus. Thank you.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
scary.
Clarence, it
32
works.
hit points? How do people live? What is this?
Hey, don't diss us
I
low
know.
hit point folk, okay?
I know. How
There's a
do you
wizard in the corner
exist?
just crying.
I have 18 hit points and I'm fine. Fine, I tell you. I mean, I'm gonna assume that we're sleeping here today because it's already morning, so we can't sleep here tonight because words mean things. Clarence, do you want to do that one more time with me?
What are we doing?
The more patty cakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Patty cake.
Let Marley bake a cake.
Oh, I love a
my
cake right now.
goodness.
Okay,
There is
so-
no Patty Cakes Bakery. Sorry, I was
From 4 levels exhaustion back to 2. Marley feeling significantly better, but still pretty worn out, all things told. Yes, go ahead.
One last thing Mochi wants to do, now that she's calmed down a little bit. Clarence said wounded to the right.
Left.
How large left, sure. My right, your left.
Yes.
East, west, whatever. To where the wounded are,
East?
please. North?
They are walking in every direction now.
What even is this place? Who are you? What are we doing here? I'd like to go see how many wounded there are.
Okay.
And get like the triaging, right? The ones that are the worst off. Put them like in a little circle that roughly would be covered by a prayer of healing, and get like.
Okay.
And Mochi will show some prejudice here. Children first.
Okay. The correct kind of prejudice.
I feel like you wouldn't get
Children
any backlash from that choice, as a
Yeah.
lot of these people, a lot of these I'm guessing a lot of these people are families, not bandits by choice, but bandits for safety and survival.
Yeah.
So when you're offering to save women and children, no, there's no objection.
Well, we're also talking about
Women can
organized
still be
crime
bandits.
that is a family business.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one raptor that's named Selfish Dave, and he tries to step in there like, get back, Dave.
Selfish Dave.
No, not again, Selfish Dave. Worst uncle.
Earning their name. Earning his name.
Oh, if there's any justice in this world, that will be the most popular NPC, just like Arson Greg is from either game. Okay, so yes, prayer of healing. You are able to get all of the kids into one circle. You get the adults in another. Not a ton, but you do see that everyone is feeling a lot better. Very few broken bones, I should say. Mostly just, scorched marks, some coughing from the smoke. But yet the survivors are looking much better thanks to the healing.
Great. Now Mochi needs an 8-hour nap.
Okay. Are you going back to the Iron Claw Fortress for that?
I'm just gonna follow where the rest is going. I don't have an opinion anymore. I'm too tired.
Okay. Siegfried has gathered some of the bandit villagers to also bring supplies down from the fortress and kind of spread them about, as well as additional tents that are typically used for like camping that you kind of all passed by.
I was gonna say, can we go down to the camp we passed to get here from the south gate, and bring those supplies, any extra supplies that they have, to us. And if people need to be transferred over to that camp, they can go to that camp. It's not far after all. So just to make sure that the transfer of people who can move and can't move are safely situated.
Yeah, especially since the Dawnfall were not as affected. Their camp is kind of, well, a significant portion of them at least were outside of the walls. They are moving stuff in and spreading supplies out as well. Although I will say that the son that you stole the flag from, when he sees you, maybe even sees it like poking out of your belt or something, it gives you a bit of a dirty look, but then a nod. Although the heads of the family, the different families, the Thornbacks, Dawnfalls, the Crumble Keeps, Zeph Reaches, and Underknocks, all note you, Argus. They note you carrying them all, and one by one they just give you a nod as they're passing by. And all around you see the family colors being worn by the upper echelons of the family, and then of course the lower banditry dressed in their common clothes. But supplies are divvied up, tents are built, and the village basically just goes to sleep. There is little work that's going to be done this day. This is a day to mourn what has been lost. It is a day to regroup, recover, and tomorrow rebuild. So Mochi presumably returning to the Iron Call Fortress. Marley, Clarence, Volderall, Argus. Anything you all would like to do?
No, I think once I've been through all of the spoils that Kean took for druidic items and such. I've, with Mochi, sent off the souls of those who passed. I think I'm gonna take a nap.
Well earned.
Mm.
Okay. Clarence.
I think Clarence is probably one of the last people in camp to go to sleep. Clarence, you know, they've been running around, directing people, helping people, taking care of Marley. And then I think Clarence pretty much sticks like very close to Argus, and helping organize stuff.
Yeah, I'll come back to you in Argus then. Marley, the EPist of us all. Taking a nap, or is there anything you wanted to do before that?
EPist squirrel, indeed. Gosh. I've been having a little thought about what Marley would do in this situation, but I think I'm gonna shelve it because it feels a little dramatic. So I think she's honestly just gonna find somewhere that's kind of close by and literally just kind of like squirrel up in a little cinnamon roll and fall asleep. I don't even know if anybody knows where she is. Like literally, she's gone off and found a hidey hole somewhere to just be away from people so that if something else happens, maybe it'll just be her that gets hurt instead of everybody else.
So then Argus, anything you want to do before Clarence meets up with you, or while you're with Clarence, or after?
I think just as everyone is gathering together, or the leaders are gathering together, I think he's just been talking with them. But if there is a group of people wanting to know what is next, Argus would speak to them as a whole, as a collective.
Okay. Yeah, I think that Casimir Zephrich, one of the raptors, probably the closest to maybe second in command, if there was a hierarchy, just kind of as everybody's moving about, supplies are being divvied up and everything, just puts a hand on your shoulder and leans in and says, "We will meet you later at your keep. Do not worry about anything now. It is too much for many. If you have words of support, I think they would hear them. If you do not, keep your mouth shut."
I'm not one for words, but I think this time I will be less selfish with them. Get out of here. My dog is trying to interrupt my speech.
Been there.
And Argus will stand and look out at his people. My people, you have been lied to, been taken advantage of. My father, in the power of selfish desire to stay in charge of heaven and to try and expand it, has cast you all into this cold, freezing hell, sacrificing you in the process. And on behalf of my blood, I'm sorry. I cannot change the past, but I want to change our future. I know who was responsible for this, and they will pay. This age of endless, eternal winter will end, and those responsible will die. One already has. My greed for freedom has taught me just how caged our world had become. I thought it was just the natural course of a magical world taking its course. A shift of ages, a changing of the guard. But no. It was the greed of those in power wanting more power. A stagnant wish for a stagnant age of stagnant sinners. But a spring is upon us. A changing of the guard is upon us. A changing of a new age is upon us. I will make it so. You will freeze no longer. Just hold out for a little while longer. Show me the strength I know you all have. Strength we as bandits have. The stubbornness of survival courses through your veins, runs through your thoughts. Show these stagnant sinners your strength. Show them we are not to be fucked with. Show them that we can beat hell itself. I know you can do it, even when faced with loss. You move forward. You survive. You live. You will no longer just be surviving. Soon we will thrive again. And bandits will take a new course. In a new age, with a new wish. That is my wish for all of us.
Incredible.
And he bows.
Take a point of inspiration. No roll needed. The crowd, as Shadow said in chat, the crowd does go wild. The bandits raise what weapons they have, what things they have in their hands, fists if nothing, and cheer you. And they begin to shout, "King, King, King." And you hear this unanimous call as you become democratically the new Bandit King. And after you bow, at this point, Clarence might come up to you.
That was a really good speech, Argus.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got kind of nervous there in the middle. It's kind of just going off the top of my head. No, I'm not one for speeches.
Yeah, I noticed that. But you did a really good job with that one. I think you're kind of natural at this. I think you're gonna have a great future as a king here.
I thought that being king, I still kind of think that being king is the worst cage of all. I mean, I can't exactly travel the world now that I have to take care of the rest of everyone else's world. But
that's true, unless everybody travels with you, but that feels like a logistical nightmare.
It sounds like an absolute nightmare. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
But
but you are a king. You don't necessarily have to put yourself in a box, right? Like you're you have power, not that you need to control, but because you have a sense of responsibility, which is great. But sometimes you can lean on other people, like you've been doing when you've been traveling with us, right? It hasn't just been you against the world or you against winter. So maybe it doesn't just have to be you leading the bandits, but probably for a while it does. Argus?
Yeah, Clarence.
How does this affect our current plan to end winter?
Well, we know who's responsible. We know how to get there. Well, how I would handle it is I would find them, hurt them until inch of their life, until they're begging to tell me what they know and how to stop it. We don't need all of them to live to do that.
I mean, technically, with Speak with the Dead, we don't even need them to live anyway. But I think it might not be a bad idea, though.
It's very good. It's very good. See, got a little bit of bandit in you yet.
Yeah, I too can be a criminal. Well, I guess the bandits aren't criminals now. Are they still criminals? Anyway, we'll go over that later.
No, logistics.
But you just said that you can't leave. So are we just taking all the bandits and storming the castle, or?
Well, we at least have 10 stones, so we can take a couple more people than just us. And while this place is recovering, we can see about handling that business. I can ask my brother if he would look over things while I'm gone. He was always more of the book smart and strategic mind. I was always more brutish. I didn't really care. Just pointed me in a direction I attack. But he always thought more. So maybe he can think more in this instance and have ideas that I couldn't even begin to think about.
Yeah, well, as somebody who's led many a venturing party, I will say, using everybody in the party to their strengths is a very good idea.
And hey, I have to say, I was very impressed how quickly you took charge. I was expecting a little pushback, but people listening to you. It was very cool.
Well, sometimes in the face of change, your first reaction is to be angry or upset or irrational. But the world needs to change. So we must accept most changes unquestioningly.
Very, as always, you are a master of words.
Yeah, it's literally my job.
You do a fantastic job at it.
Thank you. Also, by the way, I would like to have some notes about your epic theme song that I'm writing. And then we fade away as Clarence just kind of lists off her ideas
Fantastic.
about this epic song that she's composing.
Yes.
Then that is where we were going to take our break. Come back for all of the notes that I'm sure Shadow has about the epic theme song. We will be back in about probably 10 to 15. So go ahead and do the things. Take care of yourself. Buy all that cool stuff. And take care of your pets. Pet your pets. I haven't said that in a while. Pet your pets.
Yeah. Where's my dog?
My dog's run off.
They ran away.
Yeah, grab your dog. Go find what your dog is. We will be back shortly. Just a reminder that this game is in support of Fauna and Flora International. thank you to those of you who have already donated. It's very much appreciated. If you are willing and able to donate, you can also still impact this game. This is our second to last episode, so there is still time to support a wonderful cause, which I will say a little bit about when we get back. In the meantime, hang in there. Like now. Okay. All right. Thanks, Eva. I got a countdown the first time. Now the second time I got a countdown,
back?
and then no, we are.
Hey.
You know what? 9 times out of 10, it's a pretty good record, Eva. Just kidding. I'm gonna get near about that later. Welcome back, honored humble folk. Hail, honored humble folk. Welcome back. Let's jump back into stuff. Actually, before we do, I promised I would say some stuff. Just a reminder that we are an affiliate, a new affiliate of Eldritch Foundry. You can find our special link to that in our chat, and can also use the code Sword and Key, all one word, all caps, for 10% off of your first purchase with them. They make custom minis for your TTRPG games. We are also an affiliate with Greenleaf Geek Dice. Leah currently has an ongoing campaign for Backer Kit, which is starting in 2 days. You can check it out. You can actually vote in the meantime before the campaign even starts, and then any pledges that you make after that actually help us out here at Sword and Key, so much appreciated. And then the last thing, because this game is in support of Fauna and Flora International, we did some giveaways for a couple of t-shirts and a hoodie. I did send those out for those of you who did win, so hopefully I will be hearing back about those soon. But in the meantime, I do want to say that all of your support towards Fauna and Flora International has been massively appreciated. Everything that you have donated that has impacted this game also goes towards a fantastic organization, an organization that is over 100 years old, that works to preserve, conserve, protect all the animals and plants and the environments in which they live. There is an ongoing campaign right now to stop a brown bear culling in Romania, and all of your donations go in support of that, as well as the hundreds of other projects that are going on worldwide right now. But yes, the brown bear culling is a really big issue right now. Romania has one of the largest populations of brown bears, and your donations go towards helping farmers get electric fences, because as humanity encroaches on natural populations tend to push back, and as farmers are having their livestock harmed by bears, there's a bit of tension there. So if we can fund electric fences, if we can fund better education about brown bears and how to prevent them from getting on to human lands, and if we can train bear dogs, if we can train staff as well, all of your donations are going towards causes much like that one, to basically help us better integrate our lives with the world in which we live. So it's much appreciated. All that said, let's jump back into the game. So, we find you all, presumably, unless there's anything else that Clarence or Argus wanted to do, you all get a rest, find yourselves in the Iron Claw Bandit Fortress, and 8 hours starting at dawn. Could wake up late afternoon if you wanted to. Marley in the little hidey hole could absolutely sleep the 16 if you wanted to, and get rid of those exhaustion points. But I will note that all of you, unless otherwise you state that you would like to look for her, do not know where Marley currently is. So as you all awaken late afternoon, we could even do the next day if you wanted to. What would you all like to do?
I would like to look for Marley.
I kind of worry if Marley was gone for 16 hours. I would really hope that people would kind of try to look for her.
Yeah.
So I think she'd probably wake up after the initial 8 and just deal with that last level of exhaustion. Because, yeah.
So Marley, you wake up after the 8 hours. It's mid-afternoon at this point. You're not alone. There is a blanket that has been laid over you, and the little alcove that you found, all the snow has long ago melted out of it because of your ambient warmth. And sitting on the other side of like this little carve out of this cliff, just this little overhang that you found, is another small gerbine who's just sitting there and kind of just nibbling on a piece of cheese. Just a kid.
Oh no. I think it just kind of sits up and pulls the blanket up and kind of like scoots back against the wall. Not like I'm in danger or anything, but just kind of like just putting a little bit more space between us and just what time is it?
Oh, hello. You're like, it is daytime.
Daytime. Perfect. Okay, good. Still the same day?
As?
We'll just go with that. That's fine.
Would you like some cheese?
No, but thank you. I think you should keep that.
Oh, I will.
Good. Yes, cheese helps us grow big and strong.
Why are you sleeping over here?
Well, it's warm in here.
It is.
It is.
That's weird.
Is it?
I don't know.
Have you ever been in here before?
Sometimes, me and some of the other kids like to play in here, and we like to try to draw on the walls a little bit.
And you look up to see little chalk drawings of like gerbine and raccoon folk and just little kid drawings of them.
These are very
Mopak
good.
is the word.
These are very good.
Thank you. I was just coming to see, because I had left some things here, and I was coming to see if the fire had taken them, but it hadn't. And then I saw you in here, and I saw that you should have a blanket, and so I thought you might need one.
Thank you for sharing your blanket.
It's what we should do.
Is this little hidey hole tall enough to stand up in?
For the kid, probably not for you.
Okay. So I think I kind of stand up and kind of hunch over like you do. Shake out the blanket, fold it up, and kind of just, like scoot out past the kid and, give them the blanket as we're going by.
Oh, you're very warm. This is nice.
I told you, it's warm in here. It was a good spot for a little nap. Thank you for sharing it with me and letting me stay.
I haven't seen you around before.
I'm new to the camp.
You there when the fire happened?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Oh, that was scary.
It was very scary.
I'm glad you're okay. Are you okay?
And I think at that, Marley has the same reaction I'm having. Tears up, chokes up, and just dashes. Because we do not have any hard things on our speed anymore. I can move at full speed, and she just dashes out of the little hidey hole. We're not doing this emotional damage today.
You take 1d6 psychic damage from the child.
Oh, it hurts. Thank you for that. Oh.
Argus, with the thought of, I haven't seen Marley in a while, you go for the door, only to find that your way is blocked. The heads of all of the families have gathered in a semicircle outside your door. not knocking. You can tell that they have been there for a while. I'm not sure you're old enough to remember this tradition when they came to visit your father and pass on to him the recognition that they owe him, the tithing that they owe him as king when he first became king. But maybe the barest glimpse of that memory is restored now as some of those people, some of those heads of family who kneeled to your father, kneel now before you. And in the snow of your doorstep, each of them places down a token of their servitude, their lordship to you. And so with each of them, you see a golden ring, a silver arrow, a necklace, a compass, completely gold around the edges, and a simple iron band crown.
I think seeing these much older gentlemen all take their places and offering their tithings and their signs of respect. I think as they kneel, so does he, and offers to be on the same level as them. I have no idea what I'm doing. I acted on impulse and yet was calm when I ended my father's life. My father has caused you all more trouble than any of you should have in any lifetime. I can only hope that I can do better than him, not just for myself, but for you. I look to you all for guidance in these coming times, so that the freedom of the world may once again be ours, and we are no longer stuck on this mountain, no longer stuck in heaven.
They look up from their kneeling, their bowed heads, and Lothar Dawnfall, perhaps the oldest of them all, this very old Gallus, this rooster, just kind of cocks his head at you and goes, "Son, none of us know what we're doing. That's not how we got to be in this position, and it's certainly not because we killed our father. You're not king of us because you killed Killian. I had respect for your father. Respect built from fear. But I tell you right now, you know the boy that I have. And I'd give all the wealth and power that I had in the world if I had a son like you. You have good intuition, boy. If you were running on impulse, those are good impulses. You are king until you decide to be no longer. If you put someone else on that throne, I trust you'll pick a good one. If you choose to hold it, I'll be at your side to do so, as will the rest of us." And again, you see the hedge, this spiky hedgehog. A little bit younger than Lothar. That's Aster Thornback, who nods in agreement. Beef Crumble Keep, this little gerbine, just bedecked in knives and swords and everything else, who nods and gives you a little wink. Casimir, who you saw before, the raptor, this red-tailed hawk. And Orvin Undernock, the badger you saw before. So, until you are no longer king, what would you wish of us?
I will, like I said, I will be going to take care of the ones responsible for this winter. My father had been working with them for these years in order to maintain his legacy of destruction and hurt and pain. We have the means of heading straight there. And we have extras. So, if either you or some of your strongest would like to come, 5 spots are available to enact revenge and get the justice you all deserve.
Give us a day or two to regroup. And should you have us, we will be there.
Thank you.
They nod, rise, and leave, walking back into the snow. Perhaps passing Marley if you are heading back towards the fortress. Okay. And Argus, reminded again of why you came to the door in the first place. Marley comes trudging up in the snow.
Do I see them looking like frazzled? Like how do they look as they're like rushing to the?
Marley still looks a little bit tired. Definitely not as bad off as she did when you saw her last. If you saw her kind of like slinking away, she definitely looks like she is like we're like holding back tears. Like it's yeah. So yeah.
I think I still standing. I guess like holding the offerings. He looks at Marlene at the doorway. And with a stoic expression, he just asks, "Are you okay?"
It kind of clears her throat a little bit. Absolutely not. But you know, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. And he offers. He takes a step to the side to let them through.
She passes by.
And he'll follow in. I know the answer's probably going to be no, but you want to tell me what happened?
I think before they go too far into the building, Marley kind of stops in the hallway and she turns to face him. And kind of like not trying to be imposing, but like pulls her shoulders back and like tries to make herself look a little bit bigger because Argus is an intimidating figure. And I think honestly her face is pretty blank and she just says, "I truly couldn't tell you, but I am sorry does not begin to touch how terribly I feel about what has happened. And I don't know the best way forward from here that gets us all where we need to be safely.
And in their stoicness, and Marley's trying to gain a hardness. Argus's aura, Argus's nature softens in reverse, and he says, "We don't need the best foot, just a foot." And I'm sorry you're saddled with a power you can't understand or won't let you understand. I have no inclinations of magics or gods, anything in between, but I know they are a tricky lot. And this is new for you. I won't say you're blameless, but at the same time, it's not your fault. Yeah.
And I
but
think...
if you...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go.
I was gonna say, I think Marley's gaze kind of shifts just a little bit to the left, like she's looking over your shoulder. She's no longer looking you directly in the face.
Mm-hmm.
As she kind of deflates a little bit, kind of crumples, like that was the thing that she needed to hear, but also like it kind of takes a deep breath, and you know, it may not have been my fault, but whatever this is, and I think that maybe kind of ticks a box for Argus, being like, oh shit, she actually doesn't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever this is, I can't control this, and I don't want anyone else to get hurt. And we have a very important thing to do. And I am very angry about this very important thing that we have to do. And I am worried that people who don't need to be hurt are going to get hurt.
And I say we hurt those who need to be hurt. Maybe get some of that fire against them. Now you have a target. You have an aim. You have a motivation. Let's use that. Let's control that uncontrollable flame. Make sure that those who get hurt really get hurt. Because they earned it.
Well, point me at him, I guess.
That's the plan.
Okay. Well,
Marley, thank you for being honest with me.
Argus, she, like, the pause is like really long, like awkwardly so, kind of heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I killed a lot of your people. And it doesn't matter that I didn't intend to do that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I just I don't want you to absolve me of this because I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But I think when this is all said and done, I need to go away somewhere where I can't do this again.
I can't exactly absolve you. No priest. And I have blood on my hands as well. Blood. I think about having a goal, moving on, moving forward. That's all I can do. I can't regret my choices because they're already made. Unfortunately, your choice got made for you. But you can choose your future still. How you spend it. And if that's how you want to spend it, then that's good. Because it's your choice. Maintain control. Keep that strong. Just don't run.
Okay.
Do something with your movement.
Okay. And I think after that, she kind of looks a little bit more put together, a little more steeled. Like, that gives a direction. That's helpful. Man, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Not to fast forward this, but just to ask, how long are you all planning to stay at the Bandit Fortress before you make your move?
Voldemort's good to go. Like, he's not super pumped about hanging out where a bunch of people kill with his people, but
Yep, Mochi
You know-
also isn't quite down with being here for days.
Well, I think it kind of depends on what the actual plan is, right? Because if the plan is to just bust into the council room and decimate everybody who's a bad guy with surprise, then we should probably go in when we know that they're going to be there. But if the plan is to go in sneaky light and try to like suss them out one by one, then we should probably be going at night when the council chamber is empty.
It should be empty. I mean,
Should
at this
be,
point,
yes.
at this point, we don't know when
Presumably-
they're there to conspire.
Correct.
Honestly.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Then
So
again, if we bamf into the secret meeting, then we know that we at least have the main players
very true.
nicely
very
put
true.
together.
Yeah. So I guess it really kind of depends on what the play is. Like, if we want to go in and surprise everyone.
No, because like they'll probably do the thing where they grab the innocent little hedge and hold her hostage, and maybe we want to like kind of avoid that sort of thing.
Not Bobby. Also, I think if we just jump in there, bandits raiding the Alderheart, like that doesn't send a message. Like that's just bandits being bandits, right? Whereas like
Mochi
we're
isn't that cool with bringing bandits into her home anyway. Like
We
it's
could
sure
always-
cute that they. It's cute that they bend the knee, but they're not like instantly reformed.
we can always
And
have
going,
this cause
please
a
come into my
distraction so
house
we
and
can
rob
win."
me blind.
Well, these ones aren't trying to rob you. These ones are trying to kill those responsible for destroying the world.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they're done. And then on the way home, you grab a few trinkets because you're here
That's
anyway.
that's
and-
you, not.
No,
that's how
that's the
you
people who
walk.
killed your people.
Yeah, but I'm fully aware that at this point, Argus is in charge. If he says jump, they're gonna jump.
You have more trust in bandits than Mochi does.
I have
And
more trust in
again,
Argus. But I figure that if we have the bandits cause a distraction, that could give us a good chance to get in there.
It could work, yeah. And I don't remember if this was said last session, but when my father went, did he go alone or did he go with people?
So I don't believe that your father's ever been. What he had said is that they had come to him in the past and kind of set
Right.
things up, and then it'd mostly just been correspondence.
Right.
But the expectation was that when the attack finally came, that he could, they would send a whole bunch of the tokens, and they could all invade all at once. The 10 that he had were like break in case of emergency, like something's gone wrong and we need to talk immediately, sort of thing.
Right. Well, this is certainly an emergency. So, if you wanted to get there as fast as possible, then that's the course of action.
Yeah, they don't know your father's dead. You could
They
just
don't.
write a letter as your father
That takes time.
and then learn
It takes time, though.
It's time to get there.
Maybe
how-
somebody knows a sending spell. I don't know.
How many houses do we have here for the bandits? How many different families?
There are essentially 6 families, including the Iron Cause,
Okay.
with 5 lesser houses.
Okay. So I think it would make sense for us to maybe bring either the heads from each family, if we can if we feel we can trust them, or someone from each family that we feel we can trust, and obviously that would exclude the Iron Cause. We wouldn't want to bring your brother. We would want him here just in case.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they are the ones who are most likely to listen to you when you say, don't take anything, don't touch anything, don't kill anybody who's, on our side. I feel like those are probably the folks who have the least probability of going sideways.
Yeah. I think it's a matter of like being able to maintain as much peace in the struggle as possible. Don't kill guards you don't need to. Don't steal things that don't need to be taken.
Yeah.
Just point your rage at those responsible.
Don't
That was
steal
essentially the
things that
message.
don't need to be taken. Suggested are things that do need to be taken, and I object to that loophole.
Well,
Noble's got too much money anyway.
And therefore it should go to bed.
Eat the
I
rich.
swear to God, if they rob my house, I will burn the rest of this fort to the ground.
To be fair, my immediate thought went to like Clarence using catapult to throw a tankard at somebody and knocking them out, but like that's not stealing. So I understand where we're at.
Mochi is just picturing her dad's workshop looted because, hey, that hammer needed to be stolen because we needed to hit someone.
But I don't think we're going to be going that far.
Yeah.
Also,
Argus, you would know that like any job has like the restrictions to it. Typically it's like no women and children, no harm, no conflict at all, especially if it's like a heist. Like you don't want to beat up guards unless it's absolutely necessary. So you have your rules of engagement that can be laid down. So if Argus goes, don't take shit that doesn't belong to you, steal from the rich, give to the poor kind of stuff, then those could be implemented.
Like this is
The
this.
guards to sleep instead of killing them. Maybe, choke them
Yeah,
out.
just do a no-kill Dishonored run, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, exactly, 100%.
It's like Moch. These bandits, several of them, a majority of them, were created because of my father. They were created to survive, created to support their families. They now have a chance to get rid of those responsible. They will not be occupied with the thought of stealing from random people while they're trying to free their families. Especially when I give them the order not to. I understand your concern. I understand your fear. And as ironic as this is to say, bandits have more class than that.
was with you till that last one. I thought bandits had codes in that they were more like the stories, but I helped Volderol bury a lot of druids.
Yes.
And that wasn't a good time.
If I may,
Death is not a good
I'll
time.
send the bandits if it ends this winter. I know that my people would have wanted the same. No matter what, the outcome is the best we can hope for. I would rather my people died for something than nothing.
I also don't think that the people responsible for these heinous crimes are justified in calling themselves bandits, like the people that were leading them. Bandits have been around since we've been around, since folk have been around, right? And I don't think that necessarily those people that might have been acting through hate or might have been acting under pressure of leadership, you know, I don't think that was bandit.
At the end of the day, Killian gave the order, and now Killian's dead. We move forward.
Well, we can keep a close eye on the bandits, but I think we need help. Whether
We
that's a
really can't,
distraction.
because we're asking them to make a distraction, which means we're going to be very far from them. But if Argus says they'll behave, I'll have to trust Argus.
And I'm honored by that trust.
And if it's betrayed, I'm going to become a high priestess, and I will burn you to the ground.
You don't know, talking about high priestesses and betrayal is the best thing right now, considering who we're up against.
No, that was exactly my point. I have earned my trust issues.
Sure, I'm just saying that while the bandits, yes, are an issue or were an issue, our true problem is the avium and the high priestess. That's the root of it all.
Well, and the other half of the council.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing here for speed, but yes, our true issue is those in power corrupting it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's time to go prune a tree.
Eloquently put as always, happens.
So it will be out of this conversation. It's been a few days, like 2 days, I'm guessing. So have the families gotten back to me yet, or like how many? Like, because I said five people are able to come with us extra because it's 10 stones.
Right. So yes, the families wanted to at least have like that one day to mourn. The next day, like reconstruction has already begun, and the families, as you kind of come down into the village, I'm presuming you all just don't stay up in the fortress the whole time. Presuming you help at least check in. Yes. So the head of the Dawnfall family, Lothar, dressed in the red and greens, the larger rooster. All right, son, we've put in the work. I think we've got a pretty decent ways going. All of the heads have spoken, and we have designated ourselves to go with you. Other sons will lead in case we fall. They will be left behind to do their best. But we will stand by your side.
I'm asking you a lot as my first order as king, but I think having the most skilled will turn much in our favor. I don't know what to expect when we do teleport, and I don't know where we're teleporting to, but if you can provide the backup we need to handle the issue, then please. Also, I've been instructed to inform you, no killing unnecessarily, no stealing unnecessarily. leave. There's a specific workshop. If you do manage to get down there somewhere, there was a specific workshop owned by what's the last name of your family, Moch?
Bright Street.
Say it again.
Bright Stream.
Bright Street.
Bright Stream. The Bright Stream family. Leave that alone. For God's sake, leave that alone.
I will kill you.
Yeah, they've. Yeah.
Oh, we'll leave it be. We are following your lead on this one.
Mhm.
We will enact bandit justice on those that need it, and we will otherwise keep standard. Low casualties, if not necessary, holy places, off limits. Absolutely.
Good. And here's to a new age, new spring soon. He gives them all salutes and clasps of the hand, and if and when everyone's ready to go, we can do the thing.
Okay. So what is the plan? Because I kind of heard a little bit of both. Are we going during the day and catching the council unawares? Because as far as you are aware, these tokens, these crystals, will teleport you within the council chambers.
Right.
So did you want to go during the day where the council has the higher potential to be there? Or did you want to go at night?
Clarence votes during the day to have all the council members there.
Mochi votes during the night, so there aren't any people around that aren't necessarily part of this, and also because Mochi fights much better in the dark.
Okay, so we have one vote for shadows, one vote for shock and awe.
Who knew the shadow touched would like to go when it's dark?
Weird.
Weird.
It could be cloudy.
You know what? Fine, I'll make my own shadow.
The most shadows
worry about
exist
it.
when it is bright out. And anyway, Marley, what's your vote?
That's true.
Thanks, Pan. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, you're getting up to the final battle. Maybe a little more,
recovery.
smooth in your way would be nice.
Yeah, you just keep sucking up to the DM. It's fine.
I've many times done the thing where you make a joke and no one says anything, so I feel for you.
Ooh,
That pun
crickets.
just hurt.
Yeah, not even crickets. That's
Yeah, everyone just go like, huh? Yeah, okay.
That was words.
Anyway, Marley, what is your vote? Day, night,
I think
somewhere between?
going during the day is a better choice because we will have those other council members on our side. Granted, they might be fodder, but we could use them to our advantage.
If
they're
they
willing to
kill
fight
that
with
cute
us.
little hedge,
She's a high druid.
Yeah,
I love
she can
her.
look after herself. She's probably more powerful.
I mean,
than Voldemort.
Marley has a personal stake in it too. Like, she doesn't want anything to happen to Asher, but like having him on our side in this fight might be incredibly beneficial. To be fair, Liz, the player, has no idea what Asher's class is or level or anything. Maybe he'll be a complete and total liability. I have no idea.
Do we think it's worth maybe like
It's fine,
contacting the
you're a
ones that we know
bodyguard.
are clean beforehand? Like we know Ash is clean. We know that Ash is
You're
clean.
muted,
Well,
Christian. I can see you
Christian
shouting.
muted. Yeah.
Do we have any physical evidence of their crime? Just like to be like throw on a table and be like, look
yeah,
at this
true.
shit.
We've
We
got
have-
like the
we
letters.
have that
We got the
letter.
letters. That's about it.
We have
Yeah,
that letter.
you have the letter that's not even signed with a full name.
Yeah.
It
It might be best to go to the ones who are clean, who are definitely clean, and be like, hey, look, this is what's up.
Argus, give me a. God, what would I even call this?
I love that.
It's an intelligent. I mean, it's putting the puzzle pieces together. So,
Investigation?
yeah, it could be investigation. It could be history. If you don't have bonuses, we'll just call it a flat intelligence check.
You said investigation or history?
Yeah.
History, no.
Does it look like you're thinking real hard? Because Mochi will be like there and give you guidance when it looks like things are hurt or in your brain.
I'm thinking real hard. Woo, I'll go.
Or he's saying like, listen, this be a sweat there.
I'll go with the straight intelligence check then, because it's going neither. That's pretty good. You said you gave me guidance.
I did. As soon as it looks like the thinking hurts, Guidance.
23.
Hell
Yeah, we've all been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate. We just there's a new appreciation for guidance out
For
there.
sure.
I've always loved guidance.
A
It's
resurgence,
so
if you will.
Right. So Argus, you have a very specific item that might be helpful towards finding evidence. It was what was given to you by Jasmine, your antlers
Yes,
of
the
true
antlers.
path. Yeah.
Yes.
So you do know that the chalice that you were
Mhm.
looking for is not here. And if there
Mhm.
was one place it was going to be, it would be closest to those who want to control it and use it. So while it might not be obvious where it is, you do have a way of finding it.
Hmm.
So that's I think what you might piece together is if we do get to the council, the evidence might not there's very little evidence here, but the most evidence is going to be there.
Yeah.
The challenge is going to be getting your way to that evidence and getting the trust of immediately teleporting with 5 extra bandits and going, wait, they're bad, let me show you.
They're
and
bad.
then going from there.
Yeah. Like, stop. They're bad.
Can somebody who has sending kind of like remind us how that works, or message? I guess I'm not sure which one has the furthest range.
Sending has the furthest range.
Sending has the furthest range.
Yeah.
A creature on my plane, I can reliably send the message. If they're not on my plane, there is a chance sending doesn't arrive.
Correct.
25 words to send to them, and then they can reply with 25 words.
You just need their full name.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So you don't even have to like.
I don't have to know them. I can just shout into their head, which is
No save.
concerning.
No, I have said that you could destabilize entire kingdoms by casting sending over and over to a king in the middle of the night and keeping him up, and then like a sleep addled, like you could, sending is one of the most dangerous spells.
Wow, Derek, way to think outside the box.
And it's on my spell list. I don't know if Clarence has it, but
does
I
Clarence
have
have
it.
sending? No. Okay, and how
Does
many uses do you
Folderol
have?
have sending?
No.
Nope.
How many uses
Just
do you
me?
have?
Oh, that is a very. I mean, it's my 3rd level,
Oh, shit.
which means if we want to waste all of my higher level spell slots, I could do it 5 times.
Okay, well, I don't think we need to get that intense, but I think at least maybe.
Well, this is over the course of a couple days, so if you wanted to send it earlier, then you could send a message earlier.
Sending messages earlier before.
I have 5 spell slots that are high enough level to burn for this. Everything lower won't work.
Yeah, so we
I
can.
could do 5, sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I
restore.
think at least Asher for sure
Mm-hmm.
needs to know, and
Yes.
I think that within that circle, if we tell him who is on his side and tell him like not, and just like avoid the others, they're dirty, I think that might be enough. I think we only might need the one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you let him know who you are, tell him that Harlow sent you, and here's the dirty folk in your midst, tell the others we are coming, like we'll be there in 24 hours or whatever. I think that might get it there. Though I suppose you could also ask for insider information. When's the best time to be there? When's everybody going to be there? How do we get them all in the same room?
Yeah.
Let's make sure that Ash is like on board first.
Well,
Otherwise, it sounds like
so-
we're doing a really weird coup.
So it was. Hang on, Mochi's like. I'm trying to put a lot in 25 words at this point.
Yes, it's a lot of information to fit in 25 words.
Well, to be fair, it could be.
I may have to do 2.
I was gonna say, if we have to do 2, I think that would be fine too, especially if we're doing it a couple of days or a day in advance.
While Anniek works that out, I
Celadine-
do just want to say real quick that if Clarence is involved, it's a coup-woo. So now that I've gotten that out. I had to say it or it was going to haunt my brain for the rest of my life. So
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
yeah, it's like
Now
the
it can
ring.
haunt-
No, you all are cursed.
Yep, it can
Could've
handle.
stayed
Can
haunted.
we get the short list of those of the dirty for sure people yet? Because Celadine, it's the Dusk asshole. Duskwing?
Yeah, Celadine. Where's my list? Smokekeeper is the last name. There we go. Umber Smokekeeper, Celadine Silverwing, and Archibald Branchbreaker.
They're for sure gross. And the Whispers person we don't trust. Because even if they're not in on it, they should have known, so they're either dirty or they're bad at their job.
There are other options, but yeah. Those are two.
I have 25 words, Derek.
It's fair. Fair. Yeah, don't just leave a blank.
We can do nuance in the length of a tweet, not in the length of a sending. Ah, 25 words is not a lot. Okay, we're just gonna use 2. Fuck it. Hi, Asher. Harlow sent me. My name's Mochi. Celadine did it with Umber Archibald. Can be in council room. Probably next sending at this point. In 24 hours, unless there is a better time.
Okay, so one day
You need 2 shots.
one day Asher just gets. Are you
Yep.
okay? So you are casting twice.
No
in one day.
preamble.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's a moment where he
You
goes.
can reply to this message.
There's a moment where he goes to reply to the first one, and then it kicks back in. He just like an answering machine that has like a 2-parter. It's
Uh-huh.
just- all right.
Beep. Also,
Hello, Mochi. I think I know what you're talking about. How can I assist?
he wants to know how he can help.
Get all the council members in one room.
In the council room.
In the council room.
And we need to know what time.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Maybe as little guards as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like call an emergency meeting or something that like as a private council meeting. No extras, just the council.
Hi, Asher. Get all council members in the council room. No innocence. Let us know what time. P.S. Did you and Harlow date?
Oh man, we're out here asking the hard and very important questions.
I will do my best. Noon tomorrow. Noon tomorrow? None of your business, Mochi. Is she okay?
Oh, we're doing this. Oh, I'm sleeping after this. Noon tomorrow works. I will tell you how she is after you answer my question.
Oh, I love this. This is so good.
This is blackmail. One word. Unfortunately, no. Kind of. Not really. I'm.
Situation.
Is she okay or not? You absolute monster.
Oh man. My god, this is gonna be so proud of me. Physically well. Mentally, there are some concerns. Morally, even more concerns.
I'm not sure you get anything back from that. That's a heavy enough message.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, nap time for Mochi. Clarence!
Yes, Mochi? What? Okay. Secret meeting.
Man, we should get
Like
just
a secret
teleport to the
tunnel or
clubhouse
something.
right now. Okay.
They just
so-
scurried off together. Everybody sees them.
Like, this is routine at this point. Like, we know that they're off to go gossip.
They're just chanting secret meeting
Yeah,
together.
they're just chanting secret meeting as they just go off to the side.
Meeting under the mountains. So Harlow and Asher didn't technically date, but Asher would have wished that they had, and it was like complicated, but he's still like real worried about it.
Who's
So weird.
Harlow?
Yeah.
Right.
Just
No,
totally
Marley's
came up with the
Harlow.
real name.
Are you sure?
Yes, because Marley said, "Tell him Harlow sent you," and then he went, "How is she?" And I was like, 2 and 2. Apparently not 4 in this case, but 3.5. But you know, whatever. They're kind of, sort of trying to date, but then it didn't happen. Star-crossed lovers, Clarence. This is good shit.
Or they're just not meant to be together. Maybe they're just meant to be good friends.
But he didn't sound like he wanted to be good friends.
I'm pretty sure Marley wants to just be good friends.
But does Harlow?
Now I'm confused.
I know. I'm just saying, just keep an eye on them. Like see how the reunion goes.
Oh, because we're gonna like scurry off into a corner and smooch or something. Perfect timing.
Haven't you seen Michael Bay movies? There's always someone kissing with an explosion in the background, and it's
No,
not going to
that's
be
not
Mochi.
wrong.
Those are my
Nate,
favorite
how
plays.
Dare you?
I love those plays. Those bar
The games
tales,
are not Michael Bay movies.
those pyrotechnics are wild.
What? Somebody
No, it'd
may
be
just casting
Marley.
Fireball at just the right
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, Marley going up in flame. That's exactly what would happen here.
Exactly. Like the Fire Island Ember players or whatever.
So how
Okay,
many
let's
days?
go back to planning now.
How many days do we spend in total before leaving? Because I know we potentially retconned a couple of days to have those sending spells. So how many days between?
I could have used 1 day full of sending spells, and then that day would have said tomorrow at noon, so that would have been
Okay.
2 days.
2 days.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I just wasted all my spell slots, but that's fine because then I have a nap and never could.
Does
So
that clear up my last level of exhaustion?
that should, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Before
Yes,
I go
the-
to sleep, I say a little
rest
prayer to
before.
have to thank her for the sending spell, just its existence in general, and specifically me having it. Just thank you.
Is there anything any of you would like to do before we cut to that teleportation?
I think just saying goodbye to my brother. Being like, it's not the last time. You'll see me again. This time I'll make the time in between much shorter. I promise. And make sure that people stay together.
Yeah, everything's gonna be okay here.
And if I do die, avenge me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Make sure. And he gives him the maul of warning.
Okay.
Swing low. He hugs him.
I was going to say this was a very like relatable, awkward, brotherly. Like, so you good? Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Yep, cool. All right. Well,
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, don't
Cool,
die or
cool.
whatever.
Yeah, don't die. Yeah, I'll try my best. I'll do my best. It's fine. And just
Yeah, over in the corner is like a little drawing that they did as kids, where it's just both of them standing there, like, avenge me if I die, just written in like kids' handwriting.
yeah.
Okay. Let's just go down the line. Clarence, anything you want to do before you left?
I think then the night before we leave, Clarence would just go over to Marley.
Marley, do you remember that time back at your bakery when I stumbled in like mostly frozen and very hungry, and you let me eat your freshly baked acorn loaf?
I do.
Do you remember how you felt and why you gave a mostly frozen Lubu that you've never met before and who had no business being out in the middle of a snowstorm a freshly baked acorn loaf?
I do.
Okay, and you also know that I have the power to like literally explode people's heads and literally banish people from this dimension, right?
No, actually, but okay, taking that, moving on.
Oh, okay. This isn't how I rehearsed this conversation. So I have the power to do really horrible things to people. I've always had that power. It's always kind of gotten me in trouble, and really the magic school really only made it worse because they taught me way more spells now. But I also have the power to choose not to use them in that way and will myself to make better choices even when I'm really upset and really angry. I don't know if you know this, but Lubu are kind of born with innate magic abilities, and so you have to learn from a very young age not to explode your brothers and sisters when you get in an argument. I guess I'm just saying that I know who you are, Marley. I know who Marley is, and maybe I don't know who Harlow is, but I know who Marley is, and I know the kind of the kind of squirrel you are deep down inside in your heart, and that doesn't change. So maybe when you feel yourself losing control, just focus on that one day that you helped to pour mostly frozen Lupu with a freshly baked acorn loaf.
Yeah, everybody's out here coming for the feels today. I hate it. I think Marley actually like really responds other than to like take a super deep breath and nod, and like you can tell she's like choked up, like visibly kind of holding it back, like okay, good talk.
Okay, good night, Marley. Sleep tight.
Marley, is there anything that you would like to prepare before you leave?
Oh, prepare. That's a great question. What a way to phrase that. I think as Marley is drifting off to sleep, probably, I don't know if she goes back to that hidey hole, but she definitely goes somewhere that's further away from anything that she can accidentally set on fire while she's asleep, because that would be just a weird little twist of fate that something like that happens. But probably the hidey hole, because I think that probably feels pretty safe. And I think just before she drifts off to sleep, she kind of has this moment where she just mumbles, and it's like, you like how you kind of talk yourself up before you're like going into something really important, like you got a big meeting and you're talking yourself up, you're talking in the mirror and you're just like, I'm so awesome, this is gonna be great. And instead of it being like that, she's literally just like, don't fuck with me. And that's it. And she drifts off to sleep.
Marley, real quick to add one thing to that scene. When you do return to the hidey hole, you do find that the blanket is folded, and on top of it, held down with a little rock, is a little note written in scribbled child's handwriting.
Sorry I took your blanket. Didn't mean to make you run away. I left some cheese in it.
And as you roll the blanket out and go to curl up and look at the overhanging roof, you see that in chalk was a very childlike drawing of a small gerbine and a larger squirrel gerbine. It says me and Marley, and it's spelled wrong.
No. My heart. Everything's awful.
And I think with that and the memory that Clarence gave you when you say, don't fuck with me, nothing talks back. Mochi, anything you would like to do?
She knows that this is like Argus's place now and blah blah blah, his family, but they're going into dangerous territory where her family lives. And she's not that thrilled about it. So she's gonna be scampering around this camp looking for stuff like medkits, healing potions. She'll throw down some gold for it, but
Give me a luck check. Just a straight D20 roll. And I will then roll to see what you find, how much you find.
a 14.
A 14. Okay. So above average. I'm going to say you find 5 standard healing potions. That's about as much as the camp is willing to part with, as they're still themselves healing up a bit here and there. As they're rebuilding, injuries happen here and there too. So most of
I'm perfectly happy to trade a healing spell for 5 potions.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's maybe part of it as well, is hey, we don't need these for today, but we're gonna hold on to like the medicinal kits to make our own healing potions, just for when construction's gonna keep going even after you leave. But yes, 5 standard healing potions is the catch of the day.
Nice. And then we have like 2 days. It's not official preparation or anything, but there's going to be a little Rakuni Maypucky Starry Shrine.
Okay, fantastic.
There's going to be a little Hath Shrine nearby, and people who ask about it will be, they get the little flyers that Mochi's been making. Is Hath right for you? And here's why the answer is yes. And just do the rest of her clerical duties.
It's a rhetorical question. Is Hath right for you? Open to find out. It's just yes, scrolled across.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Mochi, you get an additional 14 more followers.
We're not a cult,
Cult's a 4-letter word. At this point, it's a full-on religion. It's yeah, they don't have to pay taxes at this point. Boulderall, anything that you were doing in preparation?
He's just you know what? So I was trying to remember this whole time, but it's gone in my head. What's the name of the hedge that he came up with? She's also be there.
Oh, the Sybil of the yeah, that is on my list. There we go. High Council. Alice Quillock, Sybil of the Tenders.
Yeah. He has taken some time to write her a letter. And other than that, he's keeping mostly to himself.
Okay. And Argus, any last minute preparations? And then once you're done, we will cut to the scene of everyone getting ready to teleport.
What armor was my father wearing? What kind of armor was he wearing?
He had kind of a cobbled together set of armor that I was considering a breastplate was the equivalent of it, but a lot of his armor was like pieced together in trophies of people he had beaten. So there were pauldrons, there were greaves, but the most significant portion that he was wearing was just a rather beaten breastplate.
Okay, I just want to know what his AC was so I could be like, I want that.
Yeah, what was his AC? I think it was.
But you kind of caved that breast.
Yeah, I also caved it in.
So I mean, like, you could have taken time to have somebody repair it for you and like beat it out, but
There are armorers as well. If you wanted something like half plate, that could absolutely be. I think full plate is maybe not something that they could manage at this point, but half plate is something that they could manage.
I could take half plate. I'm good with half plate.
Okay.
Yeah,
absolutely. With the smiths and everything, knowing what you were going to do, I think the remaining, because that wouldn't have burned. The bandits do gather together and kind of couple together this proper banditry kind of grouping of armor to make half plate. I wanted to ask, just in case you did want input on this, what colors do you think the Iron Claw family wears?
Red and gold.
Red and gold. Okay. Cool. All right. So those colors are incorporated into it as well. All right. So with that, we now cut to the inner war room of the Iron Claw estate, the fortress. The five of you gathered with the five heads of the bandit families. All of you have placed your tokens, your teleportation crystals. What do they actually call them in the book? Nope. Anyway, there it is. The recall crystals. You place them at your feet. The idea being that once you smash them, you teleport. Smash them with the heel of your boot. Any last words?
I don't like it when you say it like that.
Any last words? Hey, wouldn't it be a penultimate episode without that, huh?
Yeah.
I don't have any words. I honestly don't. I think it's just like a determination, like looking at everybody and just like nodding his head, kind of motion as looks down at this thing and knows that this is the beginning of the end. Hopefully.
Yeah. Lothar holds up a feathered hand, 3 fingers, 2, 1, makes a fist, and they go to smash. In a just flurry of light and snow and cold air whipping all around you for what is only a moment, you find yourself removed from one place and time and appearing in another, pieced back together by magic, restitching your being into the material realm once again. The change of light and temperature and even air pressure is jolting for just a moment. As your eyes adjust, you see yourself standing dead center in the council chambers. These decadent chambers at the higher branches of the Alderheart, all of these arched windows with these decorated stained glass panes and these twisted archways of natural branch that had been shaped long ago by the tenders to create this circular room. The floor beneath you wood, but also stained with this very decadent flower sun image that sprawls outwards, each ray of it expanding to one of the 7 seats of the council, which are splayed up for you in a circle, the head of which sits the speaker of the council. And as you all look around with your bandits, you see the 7 seats. You see that 6 of them are occupied. You see the face of Asher, just as the sun is highest in the sky, coming down from the moonlight, or what do you call it, moon window, whatever you call that, the oculus at the center of this arched room. And it strikes down all of you almost like a spotlight. And you all see looks of shock and surprise, anger, fear. Even, I think, a little bit on Asher's face. There's a little bit of like, I didn't expect that to actually work. You can see that he is wearing armor, surprisingly, and is armed, at least with his rapier. Celadine Silverwing, the dove Luma, looks out to all of you and casts a feathered finger, and with anger in her face and her voice, she says, "What are you doing here?" And Argus, your eyes lock, and there is fear behind them as she realizes who you are. And immediately she turns and she says, "Bandits! Perch guard! Arrest them! Kill them!" And that is where we're going to end this week.
Ah.
My heart is beating so hard.
Oh no.
Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter, the second to last episode, penultimate if you're feeling fancy about it. We'll be back next week with our finale, our season finale, perhaps our series finale. Who knows? We'll find out. At least the series finale of Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter. If we do come back with Humblewood, I hope winter will be over. Gosh, I don't know. I don't control this stuff. I'm just here for like the laws of physics and all that. Everything else is up to these fine folks. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for those of you who are able to donate. It's much appreciated. For those of you who are not able, totally understandable. We appreciate you just joining us in and just being here. That's awesome. I'm going to have these lovely folks go around and say a little bit more about themselves. I'll do some channel stuff, and then we'll wrap up at least for the next hour and a half probably until I'm back in the same seat for another game. So let's go ahead and go around. Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out, where can we find more of your lovely self?
Yeah, hi everybody. I have been and will always be Shadow. You can find me in most places, especially here on Twitch under Shadow is Sylvia. I am a streamer on my own channel, which will be starting up soon now that I've completed my move. Otherwise, besides hanging out here, I'm usually over on Roll D5. We specialize in playing indie TTRPGs. We have a lot of games coming up here in January. We have Song and Sagas, we have Triangle Agency coming up, and we also even have Goblin with a Fat Ass. If you're very interested in that game, we are playing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll DM you later about that one.
And also Cracker Barrel Falls. We are playing that one as well. So feel free to join us for a lot of exciting indie TTRPG content, because that's what we do, and that's where I'll be. And I also have other projects coming up, but I just remembered I can't talk about them. We'll talk about that later. Okay, bye.
Fantastic. Thank you, Shadow. Please go support Shadow in all of those places, especially that one. You know the one I'm talking about. I'm not saying it. Next up is Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I am usually here, and I will remain here after Humblewood the Unwelcome finishes, because I get to run some more horror indies. I'm sure Derek will tell you the dates and the times, because I don't know any of those. I just know I'll be running Deathmatch Island first for A4 Shop, and then I will be running Trophy Dark for A4 Shop. And then we'll put some other stuff in between, and then there'll be more Hindi horrors. And for those last two, we'll still be casting people to sit at the table with people like Eva and the people I usually run. She's looking adorable, but she's running tech, so you can't actually see how adorable she's looking. That's just criminal. And some other people that normally run, that normally sit in on my Vizen game, but we're indieing for the first half of this year. I don't stream anywhere else because technology scares me, even though I work in IT.
Thank you, Anniek. Yes, Anniek does have some amazing games coming up that are taking this time slot. Check them all out. And then once Anniek has tired themselves out all over again, we'll do some more Humblewood. Next up is Liz.
Hello, friends. I'm Liz. I have been Marley / Harlow. We've been through the ringer today. It's been a whole thing. Lots of emotions. But it's good. Good feelings, for sure. Marley, emotional damage. That's me. Anyway, I am a TTRPG performer and designer. You can find my stuff at that link. Everything is there. All of my socials, my website. Currently am in the process of getting 2 new games printed for this first quarter of the year. So one of them I'm super excited about. I've finally written my first Wretched and Alone game. So if you are a solo journaler game person and you enjoy the concept of a never-ending winter, then hey, I might have a game for you. So coming soon. Hit me up on those socials and look out for that.
Amazing, Liz. Thank you. Yeah, definitely check out that stuff as well. And Liz has a ton of great games out there. Please go support them, check them out. A lot of them are indie journaling TTRPGs, which I find fantastic to like build your character, understand your characters better, or even just become a better role player. You know, that's the kind of practice that you can put out there while having a fantastic time and playing an amazing game. Next up is Pan.
Pan, who unmuted this time, just in time too. Hi, I'm Pan. You can catch me mostly on, let's just do X for now. So from X, you can get me on my Blue Sky and my Tumblr and yeah. I recently restarted working with Cosmopunk. I'm still working alongside Emotion Power Podcast. I stream on weekends. I just did the stream last night. We had a terrible time playing Lethal Company, but check it out. And penultimate episode. Feels weird. But check me out on Stellar Encore on all socials. That's where I'll be. And I'll also be back here again Tuesday doing another new game. It's a mystery game. I'm not even allowed to know what it is, but check me out on Horde of Tales as well, where I'm producer there. And see you there.
Amazing. Definitely check out that mystery game. Figure out what that is. Let us know once you play it.
Yeah, it's literally a mystery. I do not know.
All right. Last, absolutely not least, Christian.
Hi everybody. Hey, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, on several socials, mainly on TikTok and Twitch. I am a TTRPG performer and educator in the space. You can find me in places like Faye Wild and Out for Triangle Agency. You can find me on Total Party Kiss for Tragic Theologian, Greek Myth Inspired by V Campaign, as well as Warren Guard, which is a new dragon writing found family game that is soon to come out. Come check us out next week, not this coming week, next week for our show about that. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be a 4-part series. You can find me on Roll for Dylan. That's ROLL, the number 4, DYLEN for Vampire the Masquerades, Darkness Over New Orleans. We're on our 3rd and final season. And you can find every other game I've been a part of on my Linktree, which is in my Twitter bio. And I'll get back to streaming one day. Once I'm back home, once I have my proper setup again, I'll be streaming Phoenix Wright and a bunch of other games. And that's me. This is fun. I'm sad that this is gonna be over soon, but I'm also happy that's like we're gonna finish the story. Oh my god!
I know. Finishing a campaign. That's it's a sad thing about shorter campaigns. It's a beautiful thing about them.
Yes.
And hey, you're to all these folks, you are all absolutely welcome back anytime. I would love to have you all. Like I said, if it's not for Humblewood, it's going to be something else. Thank you all. I am Derek Sword. I use he/him pronouns. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I've been your GM for this game. Again, this game is in support of Fauna and Flora International. You can donate to that wonderful cause and impact our game at any time using that Tiltify link. It's posted in our chat. It's also posted on all of our socials. Speaking of our socials, you can find all of Sword and Key's socials at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. They're all collected there. We have an Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. You can join our Discord there as well. If you are looking at the first 3 socials, Sword and Key is typically spelled with underscores between the 3 words, sword underscore and underscore key. But yes, if you join our Discord, you can also join in our movie nights, which happen every other Friday. You can vote on what movies we're going to watch. You can hang out with some cool people, chat about cool stuff, and also get the first look at applications which go out somewhat frequently now that we are in the new year, including some of those applications for those horror games that Anniek was talking about. Looking forward at our calendar. Today, in, again, about an hour and 40 minutes, I will be back here for Harbingers. It is a Horizons Call spinoff, Horizons Call being our main flagship game for Sword and Key, our nautical piratey campaign. And Harbingers is going to be a darker omen-based exploration of a secretive order of oracles which try to fight against the prophecy of doom coming to fruition. It is led by the wonderful LD, and I have a fantastic cast for that, and it premieres tonight. That will be a 6 episode campaign, so a much shorter campaign, but it'll be a fantastic one nonetheless. I will also do my dang best to get Monster Crush released today. If not, it'll be out tomorrow. But Monster Crush is a podcast that I also do with my friend LD, where we talk about cryptids, creatures, and miscellaneous monsters and how fucking sexy they are. So if you like learning about cryptids or a consummate monster fucker, you can check out Monster Crush wherever podcasts are found. That does release every other week, typically on Sundays if I can get it out in time. But I am obviously a busy person. Again, Sword and Key has movie nights, which are on our Discord. We have the upcoming movie night of the movie Impromptu, 1991 Impromptu, which is will be 6 p.m. Pacific time on the 12th on Friday. Horizon's Call, main game of Horizon's Call, has a Q&A session that is happening this coming Saturday, the 13th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, also hosted by LD, which is a lot of stuff. But if you would like to submit questions, any questions can be submitted through the link that you can see in chat, also on our socials, and we will ask them live on stream. And then Horizon's Call will return for Season 4 on the 20th, again, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Humblewood will be back next Sunday, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific time for our finale. Harbingers will be back as well at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have the premiere of Deathmatch Island. Everything else is pretty normal up until Deathmatch Island, which will be premiering on the 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, the same time slot. That will run for 4 weeks, at which point on the 25th, Trophy Dark will take over, and Trophy Dark will be run for 4 weeks. Again, those games will have Anniek running them and Eva Evolved as well. We will have even more stuff coming down. I will plan even more games because my schedule isn't busy enough. And we'll have even more stuff that will be happening throughout the week, as well as interviews with game creators for our Sword and Tea, which we are bringing back. So check out our socials, hang out on our Discord. You can get all the information first there. And again, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for donating. It's all incredible to have such a wonderful community such as yourselves, players such as these. That is it for this week. So until next week for the finale, always remember the Humblewood motto: no body, no crime, no drama. Take care of yourselves. See you in 2 hours, hour and a half. Yeah, uppies for half. Thank you, Christian. Uppies for half.